welcome to your Daily Boost 365 podcast. My name is Erica Bose-Vassell, and I'm here with my friend, Tex Roy Elliott. He's an entrepreneur, a promoter, an artist manager, and I always say the smartest man that I've ever met. He's got an amazing way with words, with mindset, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say about our topic. Hello, Tex Roy.
Good morning, everyone around the world. Well, need no introduction. It's everybody know it's the beautiful Erica Bose-Vassell, businesswoman, entrepreneur, and all the above. Take it away, Miss Erica.
All right, so we're going to be talking about procrastination. I think everybody does it. Some of us do it more than others. Some of us, it freezes us in our tracks, and it's really impacting lives. So we're going to talk about the mind over the delay and some tips for overcoming procrastination. So what are your thoughts on why people procrastinate? Why don't we start with that? Why do you feel like they procrastinate?
Why do we procrastinate? Well, we procrastinate, in my opinion, sometimes laziness, sometimes just not being in the position to execute whatever our plans is. Sometimes just not ready mentally. Sometimes just a whole bunch of reasons. However, the word procrastinate is not a good word in my opinion for any entrepreneur, any business person. If you procrastinate, you'll never get things done. So today, hopefully, you can take that word out your vocabulary and you'll do way better.
Well, I believe it's fear of failure or fear of success, why they put things off, or the task, they just don't know how to break down the task into like little bite-sized pieces. They just look at this big thing and it's like weighs on them so heavy and they just can't figure out how to get started. I also work with a lot of people with attention deficit disorder or executive functioning disorder. So it's very hard for them to break down that big task, So I think that in addition to everything you said, there's some other things that could be going along with it.
Fear of failure. Sometimes you're just not ready mentally for the most part. You have to be ready mentally. That's how you accomplish anything.
For me, I didn't have fear of failure. I've never had fear of failure. I've had fear of success. And so for me, that would hold me back because it was like, what if I'm successful when I handle this, whatever it is? So a lot of people have that. They're afraid, well, if I get this task done and I complete it, then what? That's going to change this. And then what? Can I handle it? So I think that people should just deal with what's in front of them instead of worrying about what's going to happen in the way long run, right? Like, so let's just look at what it is that you have to handle. Let's break it up into bite-sized pieces and then tackle it, right? And just go one step at a time. Handle this, then what's the outcome? Okay, now handle that, and then what? Instead of like looking at this huge thing, I don't know. What about you? What do you think about that?
You said something interesting. You say your fear is not from not to fail, it's to succeed. You said that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I never even thought of that. So with me personally, I don't fear of being successful. I would be more fearful of failure. So I want you to break that down for me.
And we never talked about this before. Okay, so fear of success. So for example, I was in a direct sales company, okay? And my goal was to become in the top 2%, okay? And I kept putting this off and I wasn't doing the action steps I needed to do to achieve this goal. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do this? And I was getting all worked up. And then I took a pause and I was like, oh man, you know what it is? Why I'm not taking the action step? Because I'm thinking, what if I get to that position and I can't handle it? What if I get to that position and it's too much? I'm a mom of 2 kids. I was caring for my mother at that time. What if I can't handle it? Who will I let down? And I was worried about all the people that were going to be on my team and letting them down. So my fear of success. See, if I achieve this goal, I'm going to impact all these people's lives. And what if I can't handle it?
Success is built on failure after failure after failure till you finally get it right.
That's in
You
our
know?
book. That's in our book.
Yes,
I want
of
to I want to touch on something. So I help entrepreneurs, to start a business, as you know, but our listeners might not know. So I've worked with a lot of people, and they're like, I'm in debt. I've got 9 kids. I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm like, well, would you like more time freedom? Would you like? How much money do you want cash in your bank account at the end of the month? And they'll tell me, and I will, and we'll come up with a plan of exactly how they can do it fast. And don't you
hmm
some of
hmm
them won't execute it, and they'll continue working those multiple jobs and all that stuff. And that's I believe it's a lot of fear around it. I think also that they put off doing the necessary steps, and sometimes maybe it was that the steps seemed too big, or they didn't understand, or just truly they were comfortable.
I've met people, so they be like, well, I wanna be a millionaire, multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
and another person be like, well, I don't be want to be that rich because then this and that, so they fear being successful.
And I think a lot of people will benefit from having some tools that will help them to break their tasks down and to complete them. So you may share what we do, or you want to share what we do.
No, you share it.
All right. So I love me a Google Doc. That's Text Rhinos. We wrote our whole
Yeah,
book on a Google Doc, didn't we?
right, right, right.
Sometimes we have a Google Doc, right? Or I'll write you one with like, okay, this to do stuff, right? Because you like to keep stuff in your noggin, in your head, right? And I like stuff written down so nothing gets missed and you can see the big picture, right?
If you think you can retain everything in your head, you're making a mistake. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I give Google that praise
Yeah.
because listen, you want to write down all your ideas,
Mm-hmm.
write it down, look at it, and just go down the list one by one and take care of each and everything you have on that list.
Mm-hmm.
That's the purpose of Google that. It's
Yeah.
smart work. It's not all about this hard work. It's about smart work.
And what's cool is that if you get distracted easily, it saves it automatically. So you don't even have to worry about that. So for the way we utilize it is, so we both have businesses, and if there's like a place maybe he has to contact, and I'll research something and put the phone number there, so he has it all in one place, right? Or when we're writing the book, we could both just type on it, and it saves what he wrote or what I wrote. You can use the microphone and talk to it. It types for you. And I believe that if you're always trying to remember, I got to remember, I got to remember, I got to do this, I got to do this, it becomes so heavy. And I believe that's why so many people procrastinate, because they're like, whoa, I got to do 50 things today.
Success begins with a plan. You have to write. That's why people have business plans, strategic plan, etc., etc. So
Yeah.
you want to write these things down because it's almost impossible to have it all in your brain saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, do this."
You can use pen to paper. They don't have to use Google Doc.
And it's good to have that little notepad. It do miracles. You also have to have it in your head because that
Mhm.
procrastination it's a mindset. You have to switch your way of thinking. Like being Erica, we go through drama sometimes because sometimes a person would be trying to help you not procrastinate, and they come across as being bossy.
Hold up.
If
Wait a
you know
minute.
me,
Wait. Which one of us are you calling bossy?
well, we both can be bossy. Erica can be bossy as well. Listen, man. Erica can be bossy because she'll come up. She have the mindset. She got this gift to know how to see things and be like, well, do this, do that. Like help you step by step. That's why she is who she is. She got a gift that can help you not procrastinate. And we know that if we don't do what we say when we say, that's called procrastination, and you don't get nothing done that way. So
Mhm.
don't always, if you have a business partner or you have someone in your corner that's telling you, well, do this on that day, nah, they understand that's how their mind is wired, that's how they're made. That's why They're entrepreneur. That's why they're successful. You don't become successful from procrastinating at
Mm-hmm.
all. So, if you follow these steps and don't delay.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you have to do something, don't put it off and say, oh, tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes. Don't put it off and say tomorrow. Don't put it off and say next day. No,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get to it, get it done. You have to
Mm-hmm.
execute. If you don't get it done steps by steps, there you can't execute. And you
Yeah.
can never accomplish anything till you execute all plans. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
And you know what else? I think it helps to have someone in your life, whether it's a business partner, your best friend, or someone in a relationship who is willing to call you out, right? Because I remember a while back, I was supposed to be getting my passport. Do you remember this? And I kept saying, oh, I'll go to tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do this. And you're like, and one day you're like, hey, I think you're procrastinating on getting the passport. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was procrastinating because it felt like it was so complicated, right? But that's what I thought in my head. But then when I went to just do it, I looked at the application. Man, you typed this online. It wasn't even hard. What I was procrastinating about was finding my birth certificate. That was the holdup. And because I put this off, and this is what happens for a lot of things, you can miss a window of opportunity, right? So
yeah.
there's a backup in the office for the passport. So that delayed my passport by weeks. And I was so mad. Do you remember I was so mad at myself?
Also, the bright side of not procrastinating is a good feeling. So, you ever had something that you really know you got to do and you keep procrastinating, but when you finally make your mind up and do it, the good feeling from it?
Yes.
So, everybody out there, go get that good feeling. Do
Yes.
it. Stop procrastinating. Do it.
Yes.
You
Well,
get
I,
that good feeling. So when you go down this list and you knocking them down, oh man, the good feeling of the success that comes with it, the good feeling of knowing that this is done and you're on to the next. Oh,
yes.
go get that feeling.
Well, if you need a tool, I have one. It's called planmytimesheet.com. Planmytimesheet.com. So you can go and get that. There's a video and there's a Canva template in there. And you can actually, it's a piece of paper basically, and you can edit it for when you wake up, when you go to sleep. And instead of just writing, because I believe a lot of times we procrastinate because it's just the task is too big, right? So a lot of times people write a to-do list and they'll write like go to the grocery store. They'll write go to the post office. But what are you going to get at the grocery store? You need to write it out. What are the steps before you go to the post office? Do you need to package up something? Do you need to weigh it? Do you need to print a label? Like, what are the steps? So I think a lot of people miss out and don't get things done because they can't or they haven't broken those steps down into little pieces. So instead of just writing your tasks to do, break down that task. Don't say, I'm going to have a party on Saturday. Well, what do you need to do to have that party on Saturday? What do you need to do on Monday? What do you need to do on Tuesday? If you're going to have a party on Saturday, you're going to be doing something every single day, right? Don't write have a party. So it is breaking down your task into little pieces. And I learned this when I had my third brain injury when I went to speech therapy because I couldn't seem to get stuff done, and I would hold big events, and I had a family. I had my two kids, and I do a lot of parties and stuff for them, and I just couldn't seem to wrap my head around it. So this lady, she taught me break it down, break it down, break it down, and now I've taken a spin on that, and I teach that to others. Break it down so it's not so overwhelming. And one more thing is delegate. If these things are too much, if it's like clean my house, do laundry, mow the lawn, if those things are too much, then delegate it. Find someone who can do that, or would be happy doing it, right?
You say
And
find somebody, so that's being smart, because no man's an island. You can't do nothing all by yourself.
a lot of women though, they have a hard time doing that. They have a hard time, like, let's say I have someone who cleans my house, right? So some women I'll talk to, they say no, I can't have someone clean my house. They're not going to do as good a job as me, or they feel like less of a woman if they have someone else helping them. And my take on that is I can pay someone to get it done, right? Or I could spend hours and hours taking away time from something else. So which one's going to benefit my life and my family more? Well, for me, it's paying someone to do it. If you cannot let go of cleaning your house, is there something else you can let go of so you have more time? You will be less overwhelmed and you can break up the steps you need to do daily and just get it done. Because procrastinating all the time, I think that takes up a lot of mind space. It's hard to focus. You'll get distracted. You'll get
Yes,
grouchy,
you do.
right?
If you're the type to procrastinate, then you have to change your mindset. You have
Mm-hmm.
to change your mindset. Get your
Mm-hmm.
mindset right. Just
Yeah.
do it. Know that you are smart and strong.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to do smart work, not hard work,
That's right.
smart work.
And
So, go
celebrate
ahead.
the wins, like celebrate, like if you've done things that you've been putting off, then take a little celebration break, celebrate. I know I'm more into this type of stuff than you are because you're just very disciplined, but there's going to be people
Yeah,
out there.
but I don't. Yes, you do have a point because I don't celebrate till long after. I'm the type that I'll work till it's that time for me to really celebrate. Then I celebrate. But right now, I believe in work, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating. Everybody's just different.
Oh,
Some
oh,
some
I have
people
to
choose
tell them
to.
if I do something, I'm like, hey, do I get a gold star?
Yeah,
And
I don't
he's
have no
like,
gold star.
I don't give points.
Yeah, I
but
don't give gold star.
so see, it's just because we're two different people. His mind says just discipline, just get it done, just do it. And mine's like, I did it, woohoo! I want a gold star, I want
Yeah.
recognition. So
Yeah, I don't celebrate early. She does. She like to celebrate early. I don't. I believe in work hard, play hard. So my celebration is hard. When I celebrate, I really celebrate. But for in between time, while I'm trying to accomplish the big goal, ain't no celebration for me here.
well, that's what we should ask our listeners. Do you celebrate as you go or do you celebrate at the end? It would be interesting to see. So comment wherever you're listening to this podcast and let us know about that. So I celebrate the small victories along the way because I believe it's each step, each tiny little step is going to get you to the big goal. So I must break down that big goal into tiny pieces so that it's not overwhelming for me. His mindset, his discipline is different than mine, but either way, we're both get a lot done.
Either way, it's good because at least when you're celebrating as you go along, you're living your life, you're enjoying life. That's
Yeah.
the bright side on that.
Yeah.
Because it's always good to be happy. It's always good to smile and feel good about what you do.
So we'd love to know what your thoughts are. We've given you some tools. You can go to planmytimesheet.com, use a Google Doc, pen and paper, break it down, celebrate along the way, or celebrate when you are finished.
Everything is mind over matter. Everything in life is mind over matter. So you have to get your mind right. So if you're the type that love to procrastinate and think you're going to make it, you're not going to make it that way. So starting today, do yourself the favor and change your mindset.
Yeah.
Start doing things. Write it down and execute
Yeah.
little by little. You don't have to. You can't do everything in one day. If you can, well, do it. But chances are you can't. So do things that's necessary. Do whatever it takes necessary, and don't listen to the lazy part of your brain or the fearful part of your brain that said don't do it till later. Don't do it till don't listen to that.
So don't put this off. Don't allow this time you've invested listening to this to go to waste. So do it today. Do it today. So if you would like to hear more about our book or future podcasts, go to yourdailyboost365.com and we'll be back next week. You got this.
Until next time.
Bye.